that quite a handful of people are there. So I'm seeing some new faces. So I'll just generally cover as to what we do in this particular session. There is
Yes.
no rocket science that we are talking about. We are just here to chat. But we are to chat, and this is a very safe space with respect to communication is concerned. We can talk very freely, open our hearts to each other, and maybe create a sounding board between us. The only restrictions we have, there are two of them. One is no political discussions and no religious discussions, which could possibly create unnecessary issues. So, given that background, myself, Lakshmi Narayan, I have been running this particular session for the past few months. It has gone through a couple of changes. Earlier, it was called Open House. Now we call it Guftagu. It's basically the concept is that this is one area where we can all speak up, speak our heart out, whatever may be experiences. So just to give it some kind of a structure, we try to come up with some kind of a title or a topic, I must say, so that we all can generally be within that framework. But it is not hard and fast. We can discuss on any subject, any topic. So my take here is that the promo or whatever that marketing document that has been created by seniors today says that talk about your bachpan ka experience, whatever life experience you have. It will be good for us to discuss and relive some of those moments. We would have learned something out of those experiences that also can be shared. So this is the overall structure of thing. So any bachpan ke kisse, you can speak in Hindi or English, both I think most of us will understand. For the lack of comfort, so हम दोनों भाषाओं में बात कर सकते हैं, हिंदी हो या इंग्लिश, दोनों चल जाएगा. We all can understand. So whichever is your comfort, please go ahead. So right from बचपन के खेल हो या पढ़ाई हो, जवानी के दिन हो, वो भी अच्छे हैं. अभी तक हम जवानी है वैसे, so there is no such limitation. So just go ahead, feel free, just pour out your thoughts with respect to any experience that you have right from your childhood. बचपन में जो मार भाड़ हुआ हो, खेल कूद हुए हो, whatever, any topic, any discussion. Who can open the batting? It can be linked to music. It can be linked to the games, cricket, whatever. There are no such restrictions. As a child, you would have done something. उस बारे में भी आप बोल सकते हो. द पनिशमेंट दैट यू वुड हैव गॉट इन स्कूल, वो भी बोल सकते हैं उसके बारे में भी. सो जस्ट फील फ्री. और द एक्नॉलेजमेंट एंड द ट्रॉफीज दैट यू वुड हैव वन एज अ चाइल्ड, उसके बारे में भी बोल सकते हो. सो हु इज द फर्स्ट वन? कैन यू रेज योर हैंड? हाँ, सुरेश नंदा जी, द ओपनर. थैंक यू वेरी मच. वेलकम टू द शो, सुरेश जी.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Can you hear me?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सुन सकते हैं बड़े.
You see, sir, I was a very naughty child. Very naughty, very mischievous.
You are not alone. You are not alone, I must say.
No, not alone. At that time, in my childhood, we used to stay in a joint family. In a huge building, in a separate blocks.
All right.
In summer vacation, what we used to do, it was mild summer in Koraput district of Jaipur, where I belong. So in summer, usually after lunch, all the cousins, relatives, after lunch, they used to take siesta or napping after lunch.
Okay.
So after lunch, I never used to sleep. So I used to do something or other. So what I used to do is, अमृतांजन आता था उस वक्त. ये खाना खाने के बाद तो गहरी नींद में सोते थे मेरी बहन, कजिन ब्रदर, ये सब. मैं क्या करता था, अमृतांजन यहाँ ये रब कर देता था एंड तब बहुत ये जलता था वो।
चलता था।
एक दिन हो गए पता नहीं लगा, सेकेंड थर्ड और फोर्थ टाइम आई वाज कॉट एंड बिटन लाइक एनीथिंग।
ये अच्छा हुआ अमृतांजन किया आपने, टाइगर बॉम्ब नहीं किया।
हाँ
टाइगर
उस
बॉम्ब
टाइम
होता तो जल जाता एकदम बुरी
जल
तरह।
जाता। हाँ अमृतांजन वाज द ओनली बॉम्ब इन माय चाइल्डहुड। इट वाज इन 70s, अर्ली 70s।
अरे ऐसे कैसे बोलेंगे आप, विक्स वेपर भी तो था।
So that was, there are several pleasant memories. This is one of the most funny and yeah,
फनी इंसिडेंट।
funny incident in my life.
have you told this to your grandchildren?
I don't, yeah, not, no. They know, because my grandchildren also, they don't call me uh, grandfather. They
दादू
call me
नहीं।
uncle.
अच्छा।
They call me uncle because my own son and daughter are not married still. Yeah,
अच्छा अच्छा।
because I got married very late.
Oh, okay, okay, I get it.
My nephew's children, they
हाँ।
were very friendly with me because they think that I am very young, because they cannot, there is a generation gap between my brothers and them, but they are
ओके
very close to me.
ओके, तो अपने ही हो गए ना सब।
हाँ सब अपना है जी, सारा दुनिया अपना है।
बहुत अच्छे, बस घर सारा संसार है भैया।
बस बस बस।
बिल्कुल। तो आप बता रहे थे कि यू आर एक्सट्रीमली मिस्chievous
Still,
child.
still I am mischievous.
Yeah. So I am in your company. So
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
तो
We belong
अभी
to the same school of thought.
अभी हमारे ग्रुप में ये भी लक्ष्मी नाथन जी हैं वहाँ पे। शी वॉज माई क्लासमेट फ्रॉम स्कूल डेज। अगर वो मेरी पोल खोलने लगेगी तो फिर मेरी तो बच जाएगी, तो उसके लिए लकीली शी इज नॉट लिसनिंग टू मी राइट नाउ, बट आई कैन सी द फैन turned on in her house.
Yeah.
That's some history as far as I'm concerned. I'll talk about it later, but I'm here mainly to ensure that we listen to each other and enjoy it. तो
Yeah.
सुरेश जी, आपका एपिसोड जो अच्छा लगा हमको सुन के, मजा आ गया। आई
Thank
थिंक
you, sir.
बच्चे लोग को थोड़ा शैतानी झलकनी चाहिए उसकी, so it sounds good, it entertains also. So after Suresh ji, who would like to talk about any other mischievous activity that one would have done? अभी लक्ष्मी नाथन जी आई हैं, so I will not tell her to talk about mischief in school days. I will leave it at that. Who's the next? So now then I will have to take names. So chivalry. So Shailaja Ganguly ji, you're the next person for me, the first lady to talk on.
Okay, not about mischief, but I would like to talk about going to the movies when we were children. Going to the movies was amazingly important thing. Today, at the touch of a button, you can switch channels, you can watch films, you can watch web series. But in those days, going to the movie, from the time you booked the tickets, the excitement began. And those tickets were so fragile. They were very thin and transparent, and you had to keep them so carefully. And then the idea was to go and reach the theater at least half an hour before the show. The idea was to look at every single advertisement, which went from right to left and then from left to right, and then to buy a packet of A1 wafers, which was terrible, terribly oily and terribly stale. But it was great fun to eat a single wafer, at least, roll it for about 5 to 10 minutes of film time. But the beauty was that in those days, saw quite a number of great classic films like, The Giant of Marathon, I remember, and then 10 Commandments, Journey to the Center of the Earth, magnificent films which were seen on the big screen. And the darkened hall also helps you to focus a lot. So it was a tremendous experience. And in the interval, one got an ice cream if one was lucky. And these were small pleasures, but they added a lot to our life because it was an occasion to look forward to. Today, everything has become so blasé that the fun, I think, has gone out of, the entire episode of watching the
Correct.
what I wanted to say, that for us, each of those occasions was so memorable. I can even remember who went with me and what happened. It was amazing. That fun has gone out, but the variety has increased, the platforms have increased, and you have a varied choice and you don't have to leave the house.
Correct, correct. I think I could relate to almost everything that you said, except the fact that, I was more into Hindi cinema than English.
Okay.
फिर भी एक 10 commandments देखा हुआ था. So essentially, the fun started right from the time the advance booking was done. Those days, I don't know about other locations. From in Bombay, definitely it used to be movies released on Fridays, and the previous Monday the advance booking counter would open.
Yes.
And
Yes.
on Monday they will issue tickets for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yes.
And on Tuesday they'll give for Monday, Wednesday they give for Tuesday. That is the way it went those days. And if there was a major release like a Mera Naam Joker or a Johnny Mera Naam, the advance booking counters would be filled. It will be damn crowded. It will be, and black marketers would rule the roost at that point.
Oh, yes.
So I have a whole lot of experience. If I start talking, only I will talk. So I will stop myself. But some of the experiences with respect to seeing movies, I have written in my column something called "This Day That Year." So people who are on Facebook can definitely see what has happened on a daily basis. Actually, there is something, but then there are certain specific movies that has a lasting impact. Like for example, say 27th May 1964. That was the day Jawaharlal Nehru died. So on that specific day, we had gone for a movie, and what happened? I had written the whole thing. It is something which I cannot forget. It is just ingrained in the system. So maybe I'll talk about it once I listen to all of you. So thank you so much, Shailaja ji, taking me back to the school days. And you calling from Kolkata?
No, Mumbai.
Okay, Mumbai. Good. So who will be the next? You can raise your hand because there is an option in the button called reaction. You can raise your hand and keep it so that we can sequence it. Otherwise, I have to forcibly tell you to talk about. So if nobody is raising the hand, Aruna ji, you next. Unmute yourself and share your experience of anything. Unmute.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Good evening to you.
Good evening, sir. So, when I was in second class, sir, we were at Visakhapatnam.
Okay.
That was Roman Catholic missionary school.
Oh.
Okay. So strict. I was a first class student and regular student also. That year, as inspector of schools came, they took test in the class. I have attended every question perfectly. I got so much appreciation also. Afterwards, he called me into the office room. I was scared. Why they were calling me if I have done any mistake. So I went there by scaring. Afterwards, he gave me 5 rupees notes.
Oh, wow.
Gift. But I didn't take it. I told my father will scold me. I don't want to take money from anyone. So I don't want to take it, sir. Please excuse me. I told like that. Then he told, no, you tell your father, ask school inspector. Give this 5 rupees so that your father will be happy. He told like that. Then I took it by scaring only. Afterwards, when I took it to home, my father also so happy. But wherever I see one 5 rupees note, I was thinking that was mine only, which was given by our inspector. In the childhood, I was so innocent. I was thinking like that, sir.
Okay.
In our neighborhood, there were Muslim families.
Uh-huh.
They used to play Hindi songs while I was at 6 years age. By listening to those songs, I was catching those songs by listening only.
Okay.
That habit continued up to now also. Because of them only, Hindi practices.
All right.
Because of that Muslim family. Otherwise, I may not know Hindi songs also.
But they spoke proper Hindi or that Hyderabadi type of Hindi?
Sir, I don't know that talking, but I was just listening to the songs only.
Oh, okay.
By listening, if I listen to the song 2 to 3 times, I can sing it.
Grasp it, yeah, good.
Yeah, I can grasp it and sing it. Like that, my memory power was in the childhood, sir.
Okay. Good.
Now also, I have not tried, but I can sing any song, in any singer's songs, by listening only. Sir.
Yeah, I have heard you sing. You sing that. Wonderful. Thank you.
That habit continued, sir.
Please continue, because now that we are in our evenings of our lives, we should maximize whatever time available to enjoy it. Yes. And also try to spread happiness in the bargain. When you sing, people around also will be happy to listen to you, I'm sure. So that's a great opportunity for rest of the people to leverage on your skills and talent.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Arunaji. That was very interesting. Can I request Sahuji? Sahu Sahab?
Yeah. Yes. I'm from Bangalore. Yeah.
Which part of Bangalore? We are also locals then.
No, I live in Vidyaranyapura.
Acha.
You know Ram Iyengar, right?
Oh yes, Ram Iyengar. Of course, I know him very well.
Yeah. We belong to the same Dignity Foundation, Sabdi and all that.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So actually today I overslept, so I could not attend the Chavdi. And then when I got up, I saw this mail was there.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, let me join it. Okay, I'll tell a very significant chance event in my life.
Okay.
That's not exactly in the childhood. I was already past my school. From my village school, then I was studying in Berhampur. There is a town called Berhampur in Odisha, not in Bengal. Bengal also there is a town which is now called as Brahmapur. And
I know that.
Yeah. Then, you see, that time, I was that, there was 1 year PU because the higher secondary system was not yet introduced in Odisha. And after that, we could join engineering. And then there was a first year degree, means there were, so those who want to go for BSc or medical. So first year degree was compulsory for those who want to go for medical, but not necessary to go for engineering. So I wanted to keep my option open, whether I want to study medicine or engineering. So first year degree course also I joined. Now that time I was not aware at all. I had not heard of something called IIT. Okay. One day, just by chance, I saw a newspaper. I don't remember now which newspaper it was, but most probably it must have been Statesman.
Or Hindustan Standard.
Times of India.
Or Hindustan Standard, those times.
Yeah. So I don't exactly remember which newspaper, but there was a small advertisement in the first page itself towards the bottom right-hand corner. Small means not very small. It's about maybe 6 inches by 8 inches, that size. So it's a eye catcher. So this advertisement was about admission to Indian Institute of Technology. So that sort of caught this thing. Then I said, okay, let me apply. And so there were those days there were 5 IITs.
Yeah.
So there were 5 addresses from which I can ask for the application. Means I have to send an application for the proper application form, which was very common those days. And along with that, we have to send those postal order, some 2 rupees or 5 rupees or something like that. So then I thought, supposing I send my request for an application and it gets lost, what happens? Or if they send the thing and it gets lost on the way back, then I will not be able to apply. So I wrote to all the 5 addresses and I got 5 application forms. So probably I was the only one who had asked for application forms for
All 5.
So then anyway, the hall ticket came and there was a center in Berhampur, in engineering school. There is still an engineering school. And, there was no coaching, this, that. I stayed back instead of going back home for about whatever month or so. The examination was month of May. Our other examinations were already over. I just reviewed my books. Okay, fine. So then I went for the examination. The first one was the English. Those days there were 4. Maths, physics, chemistry, and English. So English paper was a disaster. Means many words that were used there, the synonyms, antonyms, this, that, I didn't know. So my assessment was at the end of the test was, I may not get more than 20 marks, somewhere between 15 and 20. So that was very disappointing because it was IIT entrance, all India entrance examination. Then I thought there was absolutely no chance of getting. Then a thought came to my mind, look, I have paid the fees to appear for this examination. So I will appear for the examination, whatever it is.
Nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose. So then I appeared, actually it was over 2 days, morning, afternoon. And I saw in the afternoon, a lot of people had not come back. There were totally some 120 students appeared for it. But I think the number might have come down to below 100, maybe 80, because same experience, probably many of them, those who come from rural areas, not very good in English. So, okay. Then this maths, physics, I did well. And did well means I must have got somewhere near 90, 100, etc. So I was happy with it. In chemistry examination, there was another this thing. If I knew the things, there were some questions were numerical, means you have to work out. Some calculation was involved.
Okay.
Of course, those days there's no calculator, etc.
Manually I will do.
So I did that. So while I was doing, when I finished that part, going to the other sort of descriptive answers, suddenly the bell rang. The time was over. So I had answered exactly 45 marks out of 100. And I was sure I will get 45 out of 45. But what happens? I will get 45 and 100. So I totally lost hope. I went back and then I applied to things, and I think I got admission in that time. It was called Regional Engineering College, Raurkela, and also BHU, probably some another engineering college. It was fine. So one fine morning, I received a envelope, brown envelope with a window in it, where the address will be there.
Yeah, window.
So that I received, I said, what? It must be some letter saying that I have not been selected. I opened, to my utter surprise, I found that I have been called for I have been selected in the entrance test and I had been called for an interview. So that became a big issue. What interview? What is this? So then I went back to Berhampur. I found out who had joined IIT from the town. Somehow or other I could locate one gentleman called Purna Patnaik. He became a good friend of mine later. And I found his address, went to him. Luckily, he was there. I asked, I got this letter, but it says interview. What is this? What do they ask in this interview? He says, no, don't worry about this. This is only for giving you the branch, whatever branches available at that time, you have to choose one which are open at that time, but you will get, and that is all, nothing. So I was relieved. I went to the campus, appeared for the interview. That's all right. So I was given.
Which IIT you got it from?
IIT Kharagpur. IIT Kharagpur. And then this aeronautical engineering was available. So I said, I'll take aeronautical engineering. He said, fine, all right. So aeronautical engineering. So as I was coming out, near the door, I turned back. I said, no, sir, I will take metallurgical engineering. He said, okay, come. Why do you want to take metallurgical engineering? I didn't have any answer. I didn't have any answer as to why I was taking aeronautical engineering also.
Yes.
So then they gave me that metallurgical engineering. And, I went and joined and studied and graduated and all that stuff. So what I try to emphasize here is a chance plays a big role in our life, which people do not appreciate or realize.
Right.
Had I not seen that, not only that, when I said that I'm going to apply to my friends, or they came to know that I was applying, there was a heavy discouragement. Everyone said, oh, IIT, you can get into IAS, but not IIT, there's that, and things like that. But by that time, I had paid the fees. I said, I'm going to appear for the examination anyway. So that is one thing, the role of chance in our life. Many times we meet some individual without any planning, and that may change our life. I'm sure it happens to almost everyone. I'm saying the chance phenomenon. It may not be meeting a person. It can be anything else.
Correct.
Okay. And the chance, in many cases, the chance phenomenon, people have chose their spouses because of chance phenomenon. So that is what it is. So I call myself an accidental IITian. It was sheer by accident that I got into IIT.
Wonderful to know that. I think it's a very fascinating journey. With least expectation, something comes around, and that's such a beautiful feeling at the end of it. That the chance was there, and then you seized it with both hands.
It was totally chance. I could have totally disregarded some.
Correct. Very true. I'm
I'm
sure everybody has it. Some people may not acknowledge it, or may not even realize that it was by chance. So I think
you see, in our Chavdi, I normally once in a month or so, I gave some talk on something. So one talk I gave him was how, the journey of our life, what influences. So there were four important factors. One is, of course, our genetics, our genes that we get from our parents.
True.
The second is nurture, the total environment that we are exposed to.
Very true.
Then third is chance. And fourth is choice, means what we do ourselves. That, in my view, actually is the least influence. People do not realize the other three are very, very important. Many times the way, of course, the way we look, the way we talk, the way we have so many things are influenced by this environment and the chance factor. Now, you just imagine, let us say some young person on the road, going on the bike, there is an accident, he loses his life. What happens? I mean, look, so totally life is snuffed out because of a chance phenomenon. So chance phenomenon
Can be anyways.
acts on both ways, but many times it's
Thank you. That was very well articulated. Enjoyed the journey perfectly.
Incidentally, in metallurgical engineering, when I graduated, I got the silver medal. Means
Wow.
I was the topper of that. Each department they give a silver medal.
So you have some metal. Or metal. Wonderful. Good to know that. You folks are so educated that I get a very big complex. Educated. Okay.
Education is not where you studied. Education is what you absorb from the surroundings.
Education is a continuous process, and then we continue to learn.
Every day, yes.
There was a standard process of learning at one point in time. Now we learn even from our grandchildren. So
Yeah.
we can learn from the learned ones. Thank you so much, Sahu Saab. Very well enjoyed your session.
So now today itself, you see that little bit play of chance here, because I overslept.
So you
I
happen
did
to
not
come
go
here.
to Chabdi. Had I gone to Chabdi, I would not have joined this session.
Right. I get it.
Secondly, it was already a little late when I joined, but then I thought, okay, it's only 5-10 minutes late.
No harm done.
Let me join.
So there is always
Thank
a
you.
warming up period for any session to start. Great.
Thank you very much for
Welcome,
this.
sir. So enjoyed it thoroughly. May I now request Chandrakant Shinde Sahib to share some of your experiences by unmuting yourself. Thank you.
Chandrakant Shinde from Nagpur, Maharashtra.
Oh, Orange City.
Orange City.
Wow.
सीनियर सिटीजन में आने का मेरा ये था सर। मैं हिंदी में बात करूंगा।
हाँ बिल्कुल चलेगी, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं।
सीनियर सिटीजन में आने का मेरा ये चांस मिला मुझे, क्योंकि गाने का शौक है मुझे।
अरे क्या बात है।
इस वजह से मैं यहाँ पे रजिस्टर्ड हुआ और देन ये प्रोसेस चालू है।
ओके, वंडरफुल।
तो मेरा एक एक्सपीरियंस ये है कि मेरी ओपन हार्ट सर्जरी हुई है सर।
ओके।
95 में, मार्च 95 में KM बॉम्बे।
अभी तो 28 साल हो चुके हैं उसके।
KM बॉम्बे में सर्जरी हुई थी, और सर्जरी के समय का जो मेरा एक्सपीरियंस है वो मैं शेयर करना चाहूंगा।
प्लीज डू। परेल, KM परेल ना?
हाँ, KM परेल कॉर्पोरेशन हॉस्पिटल्स है।
वेरी फेमिलियर विद दैट प्लेस।
सो पेशेंट मैं सर्जरी के लिए एडमिट हुआ और 3 बजे के बाद में, और साथ ही मेरे साथ में एक अमरावती डिस्ट्रिक्ट जो कि महाराष्ट्र में है, नागपुर के पास में है, वहां से ग्रामीण से मतलब अर्बन एरिया से, रूरल एरिया से एक पेशेंट आया वहां पे। मैं उस समय 32 मेरा एज था और वो पेशेंट का एज था 55।
ओके।
वो आया और मतलब वो ऐसा लगा कि अभी सर्जरी मेरी हो रही है हार्ट की, तो मैं अभी यहाँ से बच पाऊंगा या नहीं जा पाऊंगा, ऐसा वो उसका ये चल रहा था। तो मैं उसके पास में 1 घंटे के बाद में पहुंचा, तो बोला आप अपने बेड तक पहुंच गए हो, तो यहाँ से आप सर्जरी करके और अच्छे होके ही जाओगे। तो बोले आप कैसे बोल रहे हैं, मतलब कैसे बोलने का कोई सवाल नहीं आता। आदमी यहाँ पे जब मेंटली प्रिपेयर्ड होकर यहाँ तक पहुंच जाता है तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, आपकी सर्जरी पूरी हो जाएगी, आप यहाँ से सुरक्षित और अच्छे से घर में चले जाओगे। सर्जरी हुई सर 2 दिन के बाद में, 3 दिन, 2 दिन के बाद मेरी हुई, तीसरे दिन उसकी हुई। दोनों बाहर आ गए सर्जन रूम से, और चौथे दिन, छठवें दिन हमको दोनों को छुट्टी हुई वहां से।
अच्छा।
और 6 दिन के बाद में, छुट्टी होने के बाद में, 5-6 दिन के बाद में फिर से ओपीडी में बुलाया जाता है, और ओपीडी में फिर से हमारे दोनों की मुलाकात हुई, और उस समय उन्होंने बोला मुझे कि आपकी वजह से मैं आज जिंदा हूँ।
हाँ?
आपकी वजह से मैं आज जिंदा हूँ, कि आपने जो मेरे बुशअप किया कि कुछ नहीं होगा आपको और कुछ नहीं, क्योंकि मुझे तो मेरे गांव वाले ने बोला था कि ये आखिरी का ये है, ये अभी कुछ वापस आने वाले नहीं है।
हाँ 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 हाँ।
एज का 55 था। तो बोले मैं आपके वजह से मैं सर्जरी करके बाहर आया हूँ। वो सुन के मुझे एकदम बहुत बढ़िया लगा उस समय, और आज मैं वो फील करता हूँ कि वो आदमी ने मुझे किस लैंग्वेज में, किस हिसाब से उस समय बोला, वो किस दिल से बोला उसने।
क्या बात।
तो बहुत बढ़िया लग रहा है, आज भी मैं वो फील करता हूँ, उसकी जो फीलिंग्स थी।
अच्छा,
तो
तो अभी भी आपका कोई चेकअप वेकअप चलते रहता है एट सम फ्रीक्वेंसी?
हाँ सर, लोग ये लोकल नागपुर में ही चलता है अभी।
चल
नागपुर
जाता
में
है।
भी उस समय नहीं था हॉस्पिटल ज्यादा,
हाँ।
अभी नागपुर में बहुत सारे हॉस्पिटल हो गए अभी।
ओके, तो अभी आप केईएम हॉस्पिटल ऑफ 1995 एंड अदर हॉस्पिटल्स दैट हैव कम, उसके बाद जो भी आए हैं,
हाँ हाँ।
और उसमें आपको फर्क नजर आता है? अगर आपने कुछ महसूस किया है डॉक्टरों के
अभी सर कमर्शियलाइज हो गया पूरा।
कमर्शियलाइज हो गया?
कमर्शियलाइज हो गया, क्योंकि वो उतना नहीं करते, क्योंकि हर एक जन चाहता है कि ये कैसा मैं लूट लूं इसको, इस प्रकार से मैं देख रहा हूँ।
हाँ
जब भी मैं ओपीडी जाता हूँ, या जब भी थोड़ा बहुत हो गया, कि वो सीधा बोलते कि आपको फिर से सर्जरी करना पड़ेगा।
हाँ।
लेकिन सेकंड ओपिनियन जब लेता हूँ तो वो बोलते कि कोई जरूरत नहीं है। तो
राइट।
ये जो आया है, तो वो वहाँ पे ये लगता है कि ये लोग क्यों ऐसा करते
ओके, सो थोड़ा सा टारगेट ड्रिवन हो गए हैं वो लोग भी।
हैं। दोनों जब 2 डॉक्टर है, दोनों पढ़े, एक ही क्वालिफिकेशन में है, तो दोनों डॉक्टर के स्टेटमेंट ऐसा क्यों चेंज करते हैं? क्यों इतना कमर्शियलाइज नहीं होना चाहिए, ऐसा लगता है।
तो जितना बड़ा हॉस्पिटल है उसमें ज्यादा चांसेस है टारगेट बनाने का।
हाँ, बस वही चल रहा है आजकल, वो अच्छा नहीं लगता।
आजकल वो अच्छा नहीं लगता है, सही है। दैट हैज बीन माय ऑब्जर्वेशन आल्सो। ऐसे एक जेनरिकली कुछ भी हो जाता है तो बोले वो एक ईसीजी ले लो,
हाँ
पीसीए ले लो, सीएमआर जो भी करना है सब कर लो,
हाँ।
20-25
ये
हजार
लोग
रुपए तो ऐसे ही खर्च कर लो।
एमआरआई कर लो, या एमआरआई कर लो यार, ये कर लो, सर्जरी कर
एमआरआई,
लो,
फिर
एकदम ऐसा ही।
उसके बाद तो बोलेंगे एक छोटा सा सर्ज प्रोसीजर
हाँ
है,
बस,
2.5-3 लाख का है सिर्फ, ऐसे हो जाए, आपका कैश फ्री है।
वो 2.5 लाख हो देंगे।
हाँ, तो थोड़ा अनफॉर्चुनेट हो गया है, बट देयर आर स्टिल गुड पीपल, गुड डॉक्टर्स अवेलेबल।
हाँ हाँ, नहीं है सर, कुछ है। मैं ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा कि सभी वैसे है, कुछ है वैसे भी, कुछ लोग अच्छे भी हैं।
नहीं, मैं जानबूझ करके पूछ रहा था क्योंकि 1995 वाज अ डिफरेंट इरा, और
वो
अभी
तो
हम
सबके
लोग जो
लिए
देख रहे हैं वो
काफी
अलग सा है।
काफी फर्क पड़ गया अभी 95 में और अभी में, काफी फर्क पड़ गया।
एडवांसमेंट भी बहुत हुआ है, सो दे आल्सो
हाँ,
सी अ लॉट ऑफ,
वही एडवांस की वजह से, एडवांस हो गया।
और लॉन्जिविटी भी बढ़ गया है। लोग अभी वी
हाँ
सी
हाँ
पीपल
हाँ
लिविंग 90 इयर्स, 95 इयर्स, 100 भी क्रॉस करते हैं, वो भी
हाँ,
देख रहे हैं। बट
बिल्कुल।
अनफॉर्चुनेट पार्टीज हम लोग आजकल 40 वाले जाते हुए भी देख रहे हैं।
हाँ सर,
स्ट्रेस फील्ड लाइफ जो हो गया है, तो 40
वो
50s में जो चले जाते हैं, उसका
सर
भी
वो
है।
उसकी वजह केयरलेस होना है।
हाँ, कुछ एक्सट्रीम में भी
केयर नहीं
चले
करते
जाते
हैं,
हैं।
Can I
केयर
make
नहीं
one
करते।
या
interjection?
प्लीज गो
Sahu
अहेड।
here,
ओके।
Sahu here.
या साहू जी बोलिए।
See, one of the things that has been found, and that is, I'm not a medical doctor, but I've read about a little bit. In health recovery, okay, the trust and faith of the patient is very important.
Yes.
If you feel the doctor is not really competent, don't go to him, because your feeling itself will let you down. So you go to someone whom you trust, even if he's a worthless person, doesn't matter. Trust is very important.
Right.
And now I think, earlier days or even now, there are all sorts of these local village doctors, people call them quacks, but they are serving a purpose. When I was a small child, if I have a stomach problem, I'll go to in the village some old person. He will take some little salt, put them water, and do some mantra and all. Give you okay,
Yeah.
drink.
Okay.
It works because that placebo effect.
Right.
So you are going to a doctor. If you don't trust him, don't go due to whatever reason. It can be ethical. It could be his medical competence. Go to a person whom you trust.
Yes.
That,
And submit
that
yourself.
and,
Complete surrender.
and you yourself must have the determination that yes, I'm going to go through okay.
And I'll come back.
Patients like cancer and things like that. If you don't have that fighting spirit, it's less likely that the
Will survive.
patient will survive. But nowadays, compared to we have seen in our childhood, how people were when they were 60, 70, 80. Now people are doing much better health-wise. Those who have fallen on the way, they have fallen. But those who are still surviving, I mind that's my observation.
Yeah. And also the awareness is there now for people to take care of themselves, which was probably not there those days when people used to kick the bucket, say in the early 60s.
वर्क स्ट्रेस बढ़ गया है सर.
हाँ.
वर्क स्ट्रेस ज्यादा बढ़ गया है, उसकी वजह से भी हो रहा है कुछ. काम का प्रेशर ज्यादा हो रहा है.
बढ़ गया है, सही बात है.
हाँ.
तो चंद्रकांत जी, अच्छा लगा. आप शायद अभी ठीक ठाक है. आप अच्छे लग रहे हो देखने में. तो वैसे ही बना रहे. और सीनियर सिटीजन में आप आ गए हैं तो एंजॉय करिए. अच्छा ही रहेगा जिंदगी.
थैंक यू सर. आई एम एंजॉयिंग सीनियर सिटीजन.
आई थिंक आपके इंटरनेट में थोड़ा सा ओके. हाँ, आजकल हो रहा है.
हाँ. ओके सर.
So thank you so much आपके वक्त के लिए. मैं now request Anil Kumar ji to share your experiences.
सभी को मेरा नमस्कार.
नमस्कार.
आज गुफ्तगू मीटिंग में ये मेरा सेकंड चांस है. बीच में काफी मेरी मिस हो गई थी. शायद आपको याद हो, मैंने अपनी पूरी स्टोरी सुनाई थी एक प्रिंसिपल बनने की.
बिल्कुल याद है, अच्छी तरह याद है.
तो आज आपने बोला कि बचपन से कोई सुनाओ बात ना, तो उसी कंटेक्स्ट में मैं अपनी बात शेयर करना चाहूंगा और उस वाली से भी जोड़ दूंगा इसको.
बिल्कुल सही.
एक्चुअली मतलब मेरे 2 बहनें और एक भाई, यानी हम टोटल 4 भाई बहन हैं. उनमें मैं सबसे छोटा हूँ. तो मैं मतलब पता नहीं, पढ़ना नहीं चाहता था. जब शरारती था क्या था मेरे को नहीं पता. मेरे को मतलब किसी फॉर्मल स्कूल में पढ़ने नहीं लगाया गया. तो वहाँ एक लेडी थी, छोटे से कस्बे में रहते थे वो. मतलब जो बच्चे पढ़ते नहीं थे, स्कूल नहीं जा, वो ऐसे बच्चे उसके पास लगा दिए जाते थे. तो मेरे को भी उसके पास लगा. ये मेरे याद नहीं कि मैं कैसा था, बट उसके पास भेजना शुरू कर दिया. तो वो टीचर तो नहीं थी, लोग उसको मतलब दिल्ली वाली बोलते थे. उसके पास 10-15 बच्चे होते. तो बहुत डरावनी थी, मतलब वो डरते थे वो. तो मैं एक शेयर करूंगा अपनी उसके साथ कि वो जब सुबह जाता हूँ तो पहले उसने बोलना क्या है. तो हम क्या करते, सर्दी में डर लगता था नहाने के, मतलब पानी से बाल गीले किए, तेल लगाया, फिर वैसे लगे कि नहा के. तो फिर वो पूछी नहा क्या है, बोल देते. जब वो डरते फिर बोल देते नहीं. तो वो मतलब पूरा डांटती है. तो मतलब उसके पास 1.5-2 साल लगभग उसके पास रखा गया. मेरे को मतलब स्कूल में 3री कक्षा में भेजा गया.
अच्छा.
तो ये मेरे को बाद में समझ आता है कि वो सारे जो माहौल था मेरे ऊपर क्या असर पड़ा. तो मैं मतलब एक लोअर मीडियम स्टूडेंट रहा अप टू 8th क्लास. 8th के बाद थोड़ा मतलब मेरे साथ के जो शरारती बच्चे से या जो नहीं पढ़ना चाहते तो फेल वगैरह हो. 9th में कुछ क्रीम आ गई और 10th तक मतलब जो शाइनिंग स्टूडेंट्स थे में आ गए. और मतलब फर्स्ट क्लास में उस समय काफी इम्पोर्टेंस होती थी, मैं 10th अपनी पास। और उसके बाद जो आगे की स्टोरी है वो मैंने पिछले बार में भी आपको सुनाई हुई है, वो मैं शॉर्ट में बता दूंगा बस कि उसके बाद मैंने ग्रेजुएशन की, ग्रेजुएशन के बाद बीएड किया, एमए वगैरह की, जॉब में आ गए और एज टीचिंग काम किया और प्रिंसिपल के तौर पर भी काम। जब मैं अपनी टीचिंग की डिग्री कर रहा था उस समय तो समझाया अच्छा जो मेरा टैलेंट था वो बचपन में ही मतलब उस डर वाले माहौल में दबा दिया गया था, जो वो मतलब करने ही नहीं पाएगा तक। तो वो बात मतलब तो इसलिए जब मेरी क्लास में जब हम टीचर बना, जो बच्चे शरारती होते थे मेरी उनसे मतलब पूरी सिंपैथी होती, तो मेरी कोशिश होती कि उनको रेक्टिफाई किया जाए, ना कि उनको पनिश किया जाए। और ये बात मतलब मेरी टीचिंग सक्सेसफुल करने में, एज प्रिंसिपल एक स्कूल को अच्छा बनाने में, स्टेट लेवल का स्कूल बनाने में भी हेल्पफुल हुई। तो मैं हमेशा ये कहता हूँ कि जो बच्चे उनको हमेशा अप्रिशिएट करना चाहिए, पनिशमेंट नहीं देनी चाहिए। थैंक यू।
Good thought. This is against the norm of spare the rod and spoil the child. तो लेकिन जब समझाने से सब कुछ समझ सकते हैं तो वो भी एक अच्छा अपॉर्चुनिटी है।
यस।
ओके, गुड। अरे देयर वाज वन मोर जेंटलमैन, सुब्रमण्य विश्वनाथन निकल गया। जी, आई डोंट नो बट जो भी है। So I have only one more person now in this group who has not spoken, Lakshmi Nathan ji. If there is anything that you would like to share, you're unmuted anyway.
Sir, she has not joined her audio.
हाँ, audio join नहीं किया है क्या? Okay. So I'm not sure if she's hearing us.
She's just there, but I told her to join, but she's not able to join. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, so I think all the members who are present here have shared their experiences. And we are close to ending the session. So should I also share something, or you are okay that we can close the session?
No, we would like to hear your experience and interaction.
Okay, fair
Till
enough.
5 minutes are there, yeah.
Yeah, I can. All I want to say is, okay, the varied topics have been covered today. अच्छा लगा, right from education, movies, and inspector coming in and doing the check in the school. Okay, open heart surgery, and then education in a general way and generic way. So the one that captured my mind was the movie. Being a movie buff myself and a huge cricket fan, so I have these two things which is on top of my mind. And unfortunately for all of you, I'm not a uh, academically oriented or a scholarly person. But जो भी है, I have been able to successfully execute whatever I took up. That much I can say. And I didn't have a great ambition that, okay, I want. The only ambition I had in 1971 when I came out of the school was that I want to. Bangladesh war was on, and I felt that I must join the armed forces. But that was not permitted at home. So then I said, कि जो होता है होने दो, and then I have flown with the life. So I have no regrets in life. But जो भी है, all I can say is we were not very privileged during our growing up days. बचपन में जब हम लोग we are all from very low middle class kind of families. So picture देखना, it was not a very normal thing for us. It was only subjected to vacations.
Yes.
समर वेकेशन में कुछ मूवीज देखो, क्रिसमस में देखो, एंड विंटर वेकेशन में देखो. एंड अगर इन बिटवीन एक मिल जाता है, दैट इज अ बोनस. सो इन अ ईयर on an average you will have about 10 movies a year or a 10 to 12 movies a year. उसमें मेजर चंक 5 or 6 will be in the summer vacation जो अप्रैल मई में हो जाती थी. सो आई एम कमिंग टू द मे वेकेशन का जब भी हमारा कोटा होता था, टारगेट तो हम लोग 5 तो मिनिमम देखना है, एंड स्कूल में जाके बताना है क्या देखा है हमने. दैट वाज द एक्साइटमेंट. एंड we were three brothers.
बरोबर.
Hanji? Okay. So we were three brothers, and then we were a handful for our parents. Like I was the youngest one, and our mother was very strong iron lady, and then she ensured that we couldn't go through things easily. So एकदम tight control में थे. But we were also शेर पे सवा शेर, so she would also do a lot of things secretly. बच्चों के लिए मूवी का टिकट एडवांस में खुद बुक करके लाती थी हम तीनों के लिए. So, and we were also, and she officially told us that, okay, on 23rd of May, you are going to see this movie. This was 1964. So, हम लोग तो एकदम excited होते 23rd के लिए राह देख रहे थे. And afternoons when she wasn't at home, neighboring में वगैरह गए थे, तो we had this habit of looking in the kitchen for things, कुछ खाने को है क्या, इधर उधर डब्बे खोले, कुछ मिला, नहीं मिला, आम खाएंगे. So, in one particular small box, we found 4 tickets of 27th May for a movie in Rivoli Cinema, Tamil movie. So, यहाँ पे Tamil audience नहीं है, तो I'm not talking which movie. But the Hindi equivalent movie was Rakhi, Ashok Kumar, Waida Rahman, Pradeep Kumar wala picture. उसका original Tamil version had come to Bombay. So, she had booked the tickets, but she had not told us. And we brothers have seen it overexcited. अरे यार कैसे. एंड 23rd को जो मूवी देखा वो तो हो गया तो, बट वी आर ओनली वेटिंग फॉर 27th. दैट वाज अ बिग मूवी. हर एक दिन वाज डिफिकल्ट टू कट देन, पास नहीं हो रहा है. 23 और 24 और 25 और एंड 27 को जब भी हुआ, एंड मदर हैज केप्ट इट एज अ सीक्रेट, हम लोग को बता दी तो नहीं है वो. एंड वी नो वी आर गोइंग. 11 o'clock सुबह का शो था. तो सुबह जल्दी जल्दी हम लोग को बोले कि अभी जल्दी आज लंच कर लो. 10 o'clock को तो खाना वाना करके हम लोग को निकलना है 10:15 बजे तक घर से. Because the theater was a little away and then we had to take a bus and go. तो हम लोग पूछे कहाँ जाना है. कुछ नहीं, मैं ले जा रहे हैं, तुम लोग आ जाओ, गपचुप आ जाओ. So we said okay, and we were all secretly smiling, we brothers. और बस नंबर 314 पकड़ के हम लोग गए, and then we reached City Light Cinema के पास उतर के हम लोग we walked over. There was a theater called Rivoli. So we reached there, and then we saw the movie Pasamalar. Oh God, we are going to see this movie. And there was a house full, there was a huge crowd. And Amma said that, कि तुम लोग इधर ठहरो, मैं अभी आती हूँ. So she went near the counter and उधर कुछ बात करके she came back. We said houseful है. पहले she also said हाँ houseful है, अभी क्या करेंगे. She said wait, and she went. And as a very resourceful person, she came back saying कि मैंने कैसे भी टिकट कर लिया है, so we'll all go. So we were smiling, and we went and started seeing the movie. That was 11 a.m. show, and around 12:30, 1 o'clock, there was a break because it was interval time. So my eldest brother just stepped out of the. We were not even moving out of the hall. वहाँ के बैठे वहीं पे no smoking slide से लेके Indian newsreel, advertisements and movie पूरा का पूरा बैठे देखो. So my brother went outside and then came back with the news. People are talking that Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru is no more. This was a shocker for all of us. But thankfully, this particular movie continued. A particular show लोग complete किया, क्योंकि it had already started and half हो गया, फिर कभी बंद करते, so it would have been a very difficult thing to handle for the theatre folks to give refund and then do all those things. So हम लोग just बच गए, and जैसे we came out of the hall around 2 o'clock, we found there was a huge crowd, and then they were very annoyed that movie has been cancelled, shows have been cancelled, but that was a national call, so they could not do anything. But I'll never forget this 27th May 1964 episode, for the excitement that was there all along, and then the kind of disappointment that happened. But again, I saw a silver lining in this disappointment, because our school was to open on 8th of June. But 8th of June happened to be the 13th day of Nehru's demise. So we got one additional day chutti, and then it opened on the 9th of June. So this is, and that was rainy season in Bombay, and these are all very exciting things for me, for having gone through it. So there are similar things, a whole lot of things, what happened in school, and as a not a good student, kya hota hai asar, how many times you are driven out of the class and stuff like that. So I can go on, but I think we should restrict it to only some part of the discussion. So this was exciting to me. Shailaja ji ने अच्छा याद दिलाया मुझे about movie seeing and excitement built around the entire process. आजकल as she rightly said, it is all अभी देखना है तो YouTube में भी देखो, cast your phone onto your TV and see what you want to see. So अभी बहुत technology has advanced and the thrill has gone. That thrill that we used to go. एंड आप तो आइसक्रीम और समोसा की बात कर रहे थे. वी हैड नो सच प्रिविलेजेस जी. वी जस्ट हैड टू गो टू ईट एंड गो एंड देन वहां पे अगर घर से कुछ ले गए हो तो वो खा लो. बट but we also build excitement even in like say as when these two movies released on the same day, Om Shanti Om along with Savariya, these two movies released on the very same day. So in the very same hall, there were alternate shows of this movie. So we had booked in the same hall, same seats, three of us, me, my wife, and son. And in fact, my son only did all the ticketing because he was more technically savvy. So usne kiya, and then it was the same three seats, the same three hall, back-to-back shows. And then we said that we are not going out. हम लोग तो एकदम आलू रोटी वगैरह लेके आए थे आराम से, stuffed parathas and all, so that we don't have to buy anything from outside. We created excitement by being on the same seat, but then as per the process of the cinema hall, it has to be vacated and cleaned before the next show starts. तो उस वजह से हम लोग बाहर गए और बाहर आए तो बड़ा भीड़ था. पहले तो देखिए सावरिया, विच वॉज अ वेरी डिसअपॉइंटिंग मूवी. फिर बाहर बैठ के लोग, हम लोगों ने वापस अंदर ही जाना है तो उधर ही बैठे बैठे हम लोग रोटी और दही बैठ के खा रहे हैं, आलू पराठे वगैरह. पीपल वर एनवियस ऑफ अस क्योंकि वहां पे कुछ ठीक ठाक मिल नहीं रहा था. So that was another experience. So you can create experience of excitement in any situation. जो बिल्डअप रहता है वो अलग ही है. Only times have changed, but हमारा बचपना अभी तक गया नहीं है. And I will not allow that to go away either. So thank you so much for being patient listeners. चंदर ओबेरॉय जी एकदम अंत में आए हैं. So Chandar ji, in a couple of minutes, would you like to share some experience of yours?
Of course.
Because all of us have finished our rounds. So अभी आप नए नए आए हैं तो we would like to hear from you.
Am I audible?
Yeah, very much.
Okay. So I am from Ludhiana, Punjab.
Oh wow.
तो ऐसा है कि मेरी जो शुरुआत नर्सरी से लेके और छठी तक जो थी वो इंग्लिश मीडियम में मेरा था एडमिशन. तो आफ्टरवर्ड्स माय फादर ही वाज इन रेलवे, सो ही वाज ट्रांसफर्ड टू फिरोजपुर. तो वहाँ पे देयर वाज नो इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूल. और आपको मालूम ही होगा कि उस वक्त में छठी क्लास से ही इंग्लिश शुरू होती थी, ABC. तो मेरे को बड़ा मतलब यहाँ पे मैं नर्सरी से पढ़ रहा था इंग्लिश, तो वहाँ पे बड़ा मेरे को और लगा जब बच्चे बोले ABC. तो मेरा बिल्कुल मन नहीं लगा. अच्छा, इधर फीमेल टीचर भी थी और कोई मारपीट नहीं थी, कोई कुछ नहीं थी, डांट नहीं थी.
अरे
उधर जब मैं गया तो 2 दिन बाद मैंने देखा हर जो टीचर है ना वो हाथ में बैंत लेके आता था, डंडा लेके आता था. तो मैं बड़ा हैरान होता था कि ये डंडा क्यों लेके आते हैं. तीसरे दिन पता लगा कि वो डंडा पे जो बच्चे शरारत करें या नहीं है तो उनके हाथों पे डंडे पड़ते हैं. तो आई एम टेलिंग यू कि मेरा मन पढ़ाई में बिल्कुल नहीं लगता था. डरते डरते स्कूल में जाना करना, क्योंकि मैंने ये माहौल ना देखा था. तो वो 2 साल मैंने बड़ी मुश्किल से गुजारे. तो ये एक्सपीरियंस करा कि मैं बड़ा परेशान रहा और मैं पढ़ाई में बहुत पीछे रह गया. और देन आफ्टर 2 years अगेन माय फादर वाज ट्रांसफर्ड टू लुधियाना, but I could not get admission in KVM, which was English medium schools. So then I joined Arya school. तो वहाँ भी यही हाल था. तो though I was used to के बैंत पढ़ते हैं, ये है वो है, तो मतलब कहने का मतलब है कि उसके बाद मैं फ्री हुआ, जब कॉलेज में गया तो टोटली फ्री हो गया। पहले डरते डरते करा तो ये मेरा एक्सपीरियंस ये रहा कि ड्यू टू द ट्रांसफर ऑफ माय फादर, और या मैं यूं कहूँ कि बच्चों को ना एक स्कूल में ही जो एजुकेशन है ना वो होनी चाहिए, ताकि वो एक ही माहौल में रहें और वो ज्यादा इफेक्टिवनेस रहती है। क्योंकि आई एम सफरर, तो मैं सोचता हूँ कि मतलब मन नहीं लगा पढ़ाई में, फिर कॉलेज में गया तो बिल्कुल फ्री हो गया, टोटली फ्री। और इससे एक ये भी आदमी को मिलती है शिक्षा के, देखो जब अच्छे दिन थे उसके बाद कह सकता हूँ बुरे दिन आए, फिर अच्छे आ गए, लेकिन ना मैंने अच्छे दिन जो का फायदा उठाया ना बुरे दिनों का। तो one should learn that one can learn everything at any stage, maybe odd or even.
तो सही है। अच्छा का एहसास तभी होता है जब बुरा भी साथ हो, साथ होने के बाद तो महसूस होता है, दैट्स गिवन।
तो बुरे के बाद अच्छा मिला तो मेरे को वेलकम करते हुए थोड़ा जो पीछे रह गया था आगे चलता, लेकिन वो भी मैं नहीं कर पाया। सो दैट इज माय एक्सपीरियंस विच आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर। बहुत याद आता है कि ये मैंने ऐसा मेरे साथ हुआ। तो बाकी जो होता है करने वाला ईश्वर है।
हाँ हाँ, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, सो तो है। बट जो हमारे हाथ में है, व्हाट इज इन आवर कंट्रोल वी कैन डू, व्हाट इज बियॉन्ड आवर कंट्रोल, हम कुछ भी सर के बल भी चलो तो जो होने वाला है वही होने वाला है। सो ज्यादा सोचना और चिंता करना भी कोई मतलब नहीं है।
सही बात है, बिल्कुल। आप ये रियलाइज होता है, यू आर वेरी मच राइट, कि मेरे को हर हालात में अपने आप को स्टेबल रखना चाहिए था, बट आई कुड नॉट, आई फेल्ड।
वो भी एक दौर था, ये भी एक दौर है। बट जो भी है, बचपन की यादें, लॉट ऑफ प्लेजेंट वंस आर देयर। बहुत सारे डंडे भी पड़े हैं और पनिशमेंट भी हुए हैं, वो उसका भी अलग एक्सपीरियंस है। अभी जब भी हम लोग, हमारे टीचर जब भी हम लोग को मिलती है, तो पहली बार जब भी मिले, जब भी मैं रिटायर होने के बाद मिला हमारे टीचर को, बोले अरे बाबा ये तुम कैसे लाइफ में इतने सुधर गए, तो दैट काइंड ऑफ एन इमेज। तो आदमी, इट इज मेटामॉर्फोसिस, सम काइंड ऑफ, आदमी बदलते जाता है, सीखते जाता है और अपने में खो जाता है, तो कुछ अच्छा भी हो जाता है लाइफ में। तो वी आर ब्लेस्ड, क्योंकि हम लोग सब वी हैव कम ऑल टुगेदर अंडर वन रूफ हियर। सीनियर स्टूडेंट ने हम लोगों को भी साथ लाया है, उसके पीछे भी एक मकसद है कि हमारा जो इवनिंग्स ऑफ आवर लाइफ जरा अच्छा गुजरे। नहीं तो यू कैन लाइफ लॉन्ग क्रिब कि यार क्या लाइफ है, क्या जिंदगी है। बट ये भी तो अच्छा है, देयर इज एंटरटेनमेंट, देयर इज म्यूजिक, देयर इज ऑल्सो एजुकेशन, और आपको और भी अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलती हैं सुनने को एंड स्टडी करने को, योगा, एक्सरसाइज, हेल्थ, सब कुछ है एज अ पैकेज इन दिस सीनियर्स टुडे। सो आई एम एक्सट्रीमली थैंकफुल टू सीनियर्स टुडे। और फन के लिए देयर इज अंताक्षरी, आई थिंक टुमारो देयर विल बी अंताक्षरी एट 3 o'clock
टुमारो देर।
हाँ, तो ये प्रोग्राम्स बहुत रहे। अगर आप जुड़ना चाहेंगे तो अच्छा है, ये आपका नंबर डाल दीजिए इसके चैट बॉक्स में, अर्चना जी आपको जोड़ देंगी उसमें, तो आप यू विल गेट टू नो क्या हो रहा है। हर दिन कुछ ना कुछ रहता ही है, एक्सेप्ट संडेज, मंडे टू सैटरडे these people have kept us occupied at least for a few hours in a day. So a big thank you to seniors today. So thank you very much once again. I would like to close the session here.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for all your contribution.